Hi everyone, it's Emmy and I'm back and I am eating another country. I received this great package from a gal in Switzerland and her name is Miriam. So Switzerland geographically is located in a very interesting place. Of course it's centrally located, so there are German influences and German, French, and Italian influences. I think that's all reflected in the food. So let's take a look. I've got myself some water crackers, and let's try it. It's Le Parfait, and it comes in these beautiful little tins, or little cups. There's 4 of them. So excited! I love itadakimasu. Itadakimasu means let's eat, or literally it means like I humbly receive this food, but it just means like let's eat, bon appetit. That's delicious. So it's got a really lovely texture. It's very smooth and creamy, and it's got a very and slightly spiced. There's some kind of like allspiced or something in there, very slight, but it tastes very meaty. And for those of you that don't like liver, I don't think it particularly tastes like liver. It just is kind of a very rich flavor. It's almost like buttery, because I think of all that. And you just spread a little amount, and it's delicious. It's a very savory, meaty flavor. That's just very rich. It's almost like cheese. Sinovi? I don't know exactly how to pronounce that. And she says because I liked Vegemite, that I would like this. So I think it's a similar kind of spread. So let's open it up. Here it is. Ooh, and it smells very similar. And I'll put some on my cracker. I'll do a similar kind of thing where I'll spread it very thinly. Oh, and it smells very savory, and it's got a slightly different texture than Vegemite. It's a little bit wetter, but a similar kind of salty, yeasty smell. And it's not as dark. It's got kind of more of a rust. Yum. That's good. I love it. It's very salty. I feel like this one has a little bit more, a slight bitterness than Vegemite, but equally as good. Delicious. Slightly different texture. Good with some richness, maybe with some butter or with some cheese on some toast. I'm going to try that for breakfast tomorrow. Aren't these beautiful? Look at that packaging. Torino. Torino. So that sounds very Italian. And that's what it looks like. Beautifully smooth. Oh boy. That is good. That's what it looks like inside. And that's just like amazing. Amazing, incredible. It's got a beautiful texture. Just a really wonderful mouthfeel. It just melts and coats the inside of your mouth. There might be a hint of hazelnut or something in there, but chocolatey. But mostly it's the mouthfeel that's just wonderful. Again, forgive my pronunciation. Neus Stengli. She's like, they're rather hard and they should be eaten with tea. Oh, when you open them, they do smell nutty. And here is one of the cookies. It's like a little bar, toasted bar of, it looks kind of like oat or something. Looks great. So here we go. And as you can hear, it is quite hard, but I could see how it would be delicious dipped in tea. It's sweeter. Great. You know, there's not that much flavor. I do taste some nuts, maybe kind of more like a walnut flavor, more than like a toasted walnutty flavor. I don't know what it says, what kind of nut it is. Oh, hazelnut. Look at these. Aren't these adorable? Look at this. mini pick. So these are like little sausages. The Swiss moms usually give these to their kids for snacks. Randy Savage, he's like, oh yeah, those, what were those things called? Slim Jims. Yeah, these are just like Slim Jims in the United States. And it smells like pepperoni. So let's try it. Yum. This is like my childhood. I had these when I was a kid. My mom would get them from the grocery store. She would give me one, and then after we were done shopping, I get to eat it, and this was my treat. And it tastes remarkably, if not almost exactly like a Slim Jim in the U.S. for those of you that. But it's you know, it tastes like a pepperoni or like a bit like a salami. You know, not as like, there's no black pepper, smoked paprika flavor. That's what that tastes like. It's good. Mini pick. What a great name. Fun. I love the salty and the sweet, and the salty and the sweet. This is how one gets fat. Made by Color. And she said that this comes from the original French word for branch. She says it's the best chocolate bar in the world, so let's see. Ooh! So similar in shape to the Torino, but this one has a little bit of nublets all over it. It smells divine, like chocolate and maybe toasted rice or something. So let's try it. So good. So very similar to the Torino. This one has a very stronger hazelnut flavor. You can definitely taste the hazelnut. I think it's hazelnut. I'm not sure what nut it is. And you can actually feel it in your mouth when you crunch it. Those are the nuts. So much stronger hazelnut flavor, and but very similar kind of soft, melty, buttery, unctuous, melt in your mouth, truffle-like texture as the Torino. But the flavor I think is better. Delicious. Like you don't even have to chew it. It could just melt. Oh my goodness. I've never had a candy bar like this before. Chocolate bar like this. My goodness, this is divine. Alright, highly recommend that. Blanche. Bella Vita. I think this is very similar to the biscuit that I had in my Kuwait video. I think it might have been the same name, but that one was the cardamom variety. This one looks like it's a sesame version. This is how it's packaged too, and this is how it looks on the side. Beautiful. Look how it has those little perfect little dots. Here we go. Very good. It's like a whole grain cracker. Not as crisp as some crackers. It's definitely got a very coarse kind of wheat texture and very sesame ragusa. So that looks delicious. Immediately we see hazelnut. So chocolate, and on the side, in the profile there, that looks like some kind of caramel. And then you can see that it's studded with whole hazelnuts. Oh, life is good. Let's try it. Delicious. So this is even creamier and more melt in your mouth than either the Torino or the Blanche. This is just super smooth and very soft. I'm glad, Miriam, I'm glad you sent these to me in the fall and winter, because these wouldn't have survived in the summer. They would have just melted. Delicious. This is just so smooth. This really nice crunch, a little occasional crunch with the hazelnut. And it's less chocolatey and it's more nutty. This is called Zweifel, and they made juju. And they're paprika chips. She said that's a very popular flavor. It's fun. Not only are there chips, but there's a surprise. So a bit like Kinder Eggs. So let's eat a chip first. So here's a chip. Looks very much like a chip, a barbecue chip that you would find in the States. And it smells kind of barbecue-y, kind of a smoked flavor, but not so fake smelling. Let's try it. Oh, that's good. Very similar to American barbecue, actually, but less smoky flavor. A little bit of smokiness, a little bit of definitely salt, and a little tiny bit of sweetness. Maybe that's MSG, I don't know. And here's my surprise. Check it out. All right, it's a cat. It's like a puma or magnet, I think. She's got this magnet on the back. Awesome. I'll put that on my fridge. Thanks, Miriam. That's sweet. Known for their chocolate. Look what she sent me. Tons of chocolate. So I think the package got wet in transit, so all the chocolate bars got stuck together. So I'm sorry that the labels are going to get ruined, but the chocolate I'm sure is fine. Special dark chocolate. She said this is her favorite. And just a very simple, plain, beautifully smelling piece of chocolate. Like most dark chocolates, it's quite brittle because it doesn't have so much fat in it. It smells delicious. Let's try it. Miriam, this is phenomenal. Oh, you dark chocolate lovers, I think will love this. It's got a very smooth texture, a bit snappy because again there's less fat, but deliciously flavored. Not overly sweet, not sweet. It's just very kind of coffee and rich and chocolate flavor, and really good on your great mouthfeel for a dark chocolate. Some dark chocolates tend to be kind of waxy. This is not. And overly hard. This, while firm, when you bite into it, it does crumble nicely and then melt. Just a deliciously complex chocolate. Love it. So I guess this packaging is for the 125th birthday of this company. So these are special packaging. Let's try the tourist bar with the nut and raisin one. That sounds interesting. I just have a bunch of other ones too that I still have to try, so I don't think I can do all of them. At least not in this video, otherwise I'll get sick. So this is what the tourist bar looks like. Again, very simple. On the back, you can see that there's, yes indeed, nuts and stuff embedded in it. Looks like that's a piece of raisin. So let's try it. This has a really nice ratio of nut and dried fruit to chocolate ratio. I would say almost 50%, if not like 60-40, 60% fruit and nut to 40% chocolate. So when you bite it, you have the texture of the nut and the dried fruit, and then it's all enshrouded in milk chocolate. I mean, how can you go wrong? Really good. An Austria video, I received nuts and chocolates packaged in this wonderful shaped packaging. Isn't it lovely? This cone, like you don't see this shape in the United States unless it's like Easter carrot candy. Butter. She says it's food for college students or food for students, but everyone else is allowed to eat it too. And it's a combination of nuts and dried fruit. Sounds delicious. So let's just grab a bunch and eat it. It's great. Super healthy and delicious. The raisins are nice and plump. They're not rubbery or overly dry. They're still moist and really tender. And the nuts are crunchy. Now look at this beautiful packaging. I don't even want to open it. It's so lovely. I love these gold accents and this. So cute. So peppermint lozenges. I think that's pretty straightforward. So, oh yeah, very strongly of peppermint. That's the shape. And this reminds me very much of I call them Trebor, but I think the Brits said I should call them Trebor mints. Very kind of similar. Looks to be kind of chalky. but let's see. Mmm. Very pepperminty. Mmm. That's delicious. It's a little bit different in texture than the Treber mints. It's a little bit chalky, but it's not as hard. It kind of, once you suck on it a little bit, it's a bit like an after dinner mint. It kind of just melts. And pleasantly minty, not overly strong. I think the Treber mints were very, very strong, more like an Altoid. It's a perfect combination of mint. Basilar ringali? Miriam said these are really hard, so I really should be dipping these in tea, she said. And that's what they look like in profile. All right, let's try it. Oh boy, that's good. They're lemon. There's a little bit of lemon and maybe a little bit of ginger. And as you can hear, yes, very crunchy, but really delicious. Rum caramels. Rum caramels. And she just says that these are just very traditional. So let's try one. Very cute packaging. See the little cows up top? Oh, they smell great. They smell buttery. And kind of vanilla. That's what it looks like. Kind of crumbly in texture. But these are a little bit different than the krofki or the Dutch vanilla fudges. This is very buttery and a little bit different than like a Kraft caramel that you would find in the US. Those tend to be very sticky and chewy. This isn't chewy at all. It's crumbly and again, like I said, very buttery. So Basilar luckily means small little yummy thing from Basel. Inside there are 4 little biscuits. Ah, look. So the top is coated with, looks like confectioner sugar, like a layer of glaze. And that's what it looks in profile. Looks to be like a cookie or kind of like a snack bar. Oh, it smells delicious. It smells like a gingerbread. This is more like the Dutch Pijnenberg, Ricola. I don't remember how to pronounce it because I never learned how to say it. Ricola. So these are lozenges. I often have these whenever I get a cold or have a sore throat. I always buy Ricola. These ones are a little bit different. They're the ones in the United States that I've had are not stamped with a lovely little R like that. So don't let the brown color fool you. It actually tastes to me very much pepperminty. So it's got like an slightly herbal flavor, but the predominant flavor to me is peppermint. So it's very soothing in your throat and really great if you've got a cold or a sore throat or a cough. I just love these. Okay, I think my gut is officially busted, but in the most wonderful, delightful way. Miriam, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing Switzerland with me. Absolute delight. Trying both savory, trying savory and sweet things. And your explanations were marvelous, just marvelous. Really detailed explanations, all in English, which is really helpful for me since I don't speak any French, German, or Italian. So, and I learned so much. I learned so much about not only the food, but of the country. My taste buds learned something too. So thank you again for taking all the time, effort, and expense to send me such a wonderful gift. See you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.